Hey everyone, and welcome to the special edition of the Good News Show. I'm here with my lovely wife and my lovely daughter, and that's why we have a microphone.
Hi.
So she can say hi to everyone and stuff. We're not going to be doing music on the show. This is not going to be a regular show. We just thought since it's after Thanksgiving, we would just say hi to everyone, and you can tune into our regular shows that we normally do. So tell me about your...
It's not that we have the turkey slumps.
Yes.
I'm a little under the weather too.
Yeah, Cheryl has a cold, and obviously you're seeing this on Sunday morning, but we are filming on Saturday. This is how. So tell everybody how your Thanksgiving was.
How crazy is the weather? It's like 65 degrees.
It's just absolutely beautiful today.
And last week it was 10.
Wow. And we promised them last week, but we'll have to do it for the next Sunday, that we would do pictures of Destin and Niceville and where we're going. And I remember.
So they can see where we want to go.
Where we be moving to in the next. So anyway, you guys want to talk about Thanksgiving?
I hope your Thanksgiving was awesome. We got to go out to a friend's house, and there was probably, 25 of us there?
Yeah, good 25, 30.
First time I'd ever had a deep-fried turkey.
Usually when some people deep fry turkey, I'm always like watching this thing explode.
Yes.
And it didn't explode. They actually cooked it. It was good though.
I will have to say that was the most amazing color on that turkey I have ever seen. I've never seen a more perfect looking turkey as that one that came out. Amazing.
Very cool.
And the food was all yummy, all homemade, so yay.
And that was Thursday. That was what? Thursday?
That was Thursday afternoon.
And then Friday, our lovely wife here prepared for us. Well, we need to explain something about this. You know that Cheryl and I are both on these diets, and we take HCG. Thank you.
We've been on maintenance for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks, yes. We call HGG, we say that it stands for Holy Cow God when you stand on the scale. Well, I had lost 45 pounds, and Cheryl had lost 22. And we went on a maintenance, and then we're starting up again, which meant our fat loading days. You do 2 days of fat loading, which just means like you pig out, which was Thursday.
And how convenient.
Yeah.
Thursday and Friday.
So we ate like crazy, but I'm going to tell you something. We talked about this, I don't think I like excess anymore. I just ate so much cheesecake. I didn't feel good for 2 days.
Although somebody brought us a marvelous cheesecake, all different kinds.
Oh, it was beautiful.
So that was good. Olivia and I, Wednesday night at 12:30 a.m., so technically Thursday morning, I wasn't feeling well, and so I got up and I started eating a piece of cheesecake, and Olivia and I were there eating our cheesecake at 12:30 a.m., so we started early.
And then we did this, we went with these folks over at the house on Thursday, which was like our first fat loading day.
Yes.
And then the second day, she made turkey, and it was absolutely wonderful. And by the way, I mean, the cheesecake is just absolutely incredibly good tasting, but I'm just finding myself and thank you, Jacqueline, for the
well, we want to thank everybody that brought food over. We got cinnamon rolls, handmade cinnamon rolls. We got the cheesecake. We were very blessed to get the turkey and the stuffing and the potatoes. So, I mean, people would definitely.
Yeah, and now it's Saturday, and we are so mellow, and I'm leading worship tomorrow in church, so we just kind of thought we'd just throw together a show and say, but you know what I want to do? I want to talk about the people that are in our life, because we talk about Thanksgiving, we talk about turkeys, and we talk about food and cheesecake and all this, but I just want to take a review of the people that are in our lives. I don't know who's watching today, but I mean, there are people that, probably one person that I'm so grateful for, my family. My sister Jean and Roger and my brother Don and his wife Rachel and my sister Judy, who I just love beyond belief, and her husband Bill. And we have nieces and nephews. But I want to talk today about the people that we're so grateful for, that we eat and survive because of these people. I want to start off with Steve from Maine. How we ran into Steve. He stopped into our church one day, didn't he?
He came into Better Life Community Church when we were still in the big room, and I think he told me at the time that he was, once a month, he would go and visit a church, and I think he said all over the country. So how he found us in Kissimmee in our little church, but in he walked.
And I mean, he remembered me from my days of the band Oak.
Oh, well, that would be a good connection.
You know,
right.
Blue Hill Fair, or what it was called.
Blue Hill. Well, we're in Blue Eye, and you used to play in Blue Hill. So.
Blue Hill Fair, and he remembered that. But I just want to, you know, Thanksgiving is a time to be thankful, obviously, and I'm just, Steve, you have no idea how thankful we are for you and your faithful support of the ministry. There are times where we have, you know, we live paycheck to paycheck and very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Frugal and minimal.
Yeah, frugal and minimal. Those are two good words. And there are times where we have no gas in the car, and Steve every week sends us a check and, you know, enables us to.
And not only that, but we get, you know, he'll send us an email every so often and with a little joke, and it's just those little things of encouragement that I'm sure it's obedience, but, you know, it's like, hey, you know, let's email Rick and Cheryl or something.
And it's a challenge. Doing a show, I've spent my whole life having an audience. And when you do something good, people applaud and stuff. And you know, we're sitting in this white box, the three of us here now. There's nobody running on cameras. That's why you're not seeing any switching or anything.
Because our editor and switcher's right here.
It's right here. And so it's so wonderful that we get feedback. So Steve, we love you and thank you so much for your obedience to God. And then there are people like you know, Ted and Elise. Ted and Elise, who, you know, have
watch faithfully.
Yes, and you know, Elise sent me a text and said, "Thank you for your something and your wisdom." I thought that was really powerful.
Yeah.
And Ted is very faithful. You know, once a month of just, even though I know that people going through challenges financially, but still send us, you know, support. You know, and give us not only financial support, but give us, you know, praise and,
yes,
and compliments and
talk about the shows, what they like, and how it helped them.
Yes, and then we have people like Kim and Karen who faithfully watch the programs. Hi, everyone who's watching, and I
usually I get a text from Karen Sunday. Just watch the show.
Yeah, and you know, and it's always and they're always. Karen has given us feedback. You know, we started the show. We were trying to be something that we really weren't, and Karen was like, "We just love you being yourself."
Just be yourself.
So
here
you
we
know,
are.
Thank you, Kim and Karen. And then there's two people. You know, these are people that are all out of town, but they're two of my. I don't like to use the word favorite, but just two wonderful people, which is Jacqueline and Ruth. And I mean, who have supported us financially, and we would not have been able to go on this diet and lose the weight that we have if it wasn't for the two of them. And Liv has photography equipment now, and I mean, they're just been above and beyond.
We would not be able to actually film the show because what you don't see is there is a heater under our desk that's aimed at us that they provided so that we would not freeze up
in
here filming these shows.
It is, you know, I don't know if everybody starts off this way.
Mika appreciates that very much.
Yes, but you know, it's just, I'm so grateful for people that God brings into your life and that just has such an incredible impact in your life. But you know, Jacqueline and Ruth have just been, you know, good friends because they're here and we spend time together with you guys and we love it. You know, when you guys come over and we just sit here and gab and, you know, and they also, you know, are big faithful supporters, and I'm just so grateful.
And then of course Marion.
Yes, Marion.
Marion,
who's our resident widow.
Adopted grandmother.
Yeah.
Did you want to say anything about Marion?
Go ahead. What do you just love most about Marion? You hold the microphone here. What do you love most about Marion when she comes over? She's just, what is it?
I don't know. I just like how she's like, for an older person, no offense.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool just to hang around with.
Yeah, she laughs with us, and she's out of town right now, but and Marion is always there, very obedient. I mean. Mm-hmm. It always
makes great popcorn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think one thing too with Marion is that it's amazing how we just get down to just no food. I mean, no food, no money, and nothing. And people like Marion will just hear from God and come through the door with a check and say, "Here you go," and we'll take it to Walmart with us. But so grateful. Thank you, Liv. I appreciate it. We're sharing a mic today. There's a low budget thing.
Well, plus I was afraid if I coughed, then I would keep putting my lapel mic at risk. So yeah, this is the.
And I think go ahead. Do you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, and what I really like about Marion is that she just feels so comfortable. She'll come in and climb in the recliner, and she has her little quilt there, and she just, we'll be watching a movie because we love Hallmark movies, y'all. Right now is just amazing, all the Christmas movies, and she'll just curl up in that recliner, and the next thing we know, she's out like a light.
Yes, then there's people like Bill and Patty. I mean, we had a bedspread, and the bedspread literally had holes in it, and it was just so.
It had been around a long time.
Bill and Patty bought us those new
pillows for life.
Pillows for life, which I stopped snoring once I was sleeping on one of those, and they gave us a bedspread and some shams or whatever that stuff is called, and in fact, they're the ones that gave us the money for my chair broke. My chair that I sit in the living room actually broke. The side of it broke. So as I'm watching TV, my chair is really crooked. And
it's copping a lean.
Yes, and they gave us money. My chair is supposed to be on December 3rd, and so they gave us a new chair.
Yes.
And so it's. We hope that and of course, before I forget, did we leave anybody?
We left us out, but. Before we do us, I just want to also say the people that I work with here.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. First and foremost, we would not be in a condo, we would not be in this studio if it wasn't for Mr. Crawford, who's got a heart 7 times larger than a normal person. What he does for people behind the scenes, us being one of them, and so that's how I know it very well. So, and then his daughter Tamara, probably if there's the best boss award, Tamara would definitely get it, because she makes work fun and funny. She's very funny, and her husband Joey, who are taken over here, they're just amazing. And then of course Debbie is Mr. Crawford's right and left-hand person, and she's like the moral compass that I think everybody needs. I told her one day, I said, if I ever were to question what would be the right thing to do with a situation or person, oh my gosh, I mean, I've never seen anybody that just, sainthood would be a good place for Debbie. And then my very good friend, Dee, that I work with, I don't know how we make 8 hours go by in 8 minutes sometimes. We just laugh and joke, and it's such a joy to be in a place where somebody actually said it best, that those people there have your back, no matter what happens. So I'm very, very fortunate to have that family at work, and then this family here.
This has been.
I get choked up and I can't talk.
I know that everybody goes through things in life, but this, from the time of the church shutting down and the heart thing and everything, it's been challenging. That's why the next Good News show that we're going to do it on hope, and we thank God for the people in our lives, that love us, and it's supposed to be like we're supposed to have it all together and be ministering to you, and yet there are people out there that have just given back, like Tony and Mari.
I was going to say, if we're doing a show on hope, we're going to dedicate it to Tony and Mari.
Yeah. It's just so
there's not enough time in this show to talk about Tony and Mari right now.
Yeah, and then there's people like when we went home, JT and Maria, who gave us the money to come back because we had
no gas to get back, and they gave us exactly what we needed. That's that's obedience to God right there.
Yeah,
and the exact amount.
My sister Jean and all the clothing that they sent in.
We
had no socks and the stuff we went through.
Imagine moving to Missouri and we had no socks, we had no closed shoes.
Yeah.
Because we live in sandals, y'all.
And, of course, I don't want to forget my buddy, Pastor Kevin, who went to bat for us for the ministry, where we get a little bit of money now every week, which, He
looks out for you.
Yeah, he does, and he's been absolutely wonderful, and he's been a good friend. And I was pretty touched. He sent me a text, and the text said, thank you for your friendship all year long. And I was like, that really got me. So, God is good, and thank God for wonderful people. I'm hoping that we didn't leave it.
You know, a lot of people, I don't know what made me think of it. I just all of a sudden flashed back to watching Kevin eat the marshmallows that we were roasting.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, isn't it funny how you see somebody and they've got that crusty outside? I think that that's what they do for a lot of people. They have that crusty outside, and then when you open them up, they're just that warm, soft marshmallow.
There are. So there's a lot to be thankful for, and I think these guys, you know, it's like for this
room contains the most important things that I'm thankful for.
Yeah, and every time, if I get a little cranky, I'm like, Liv, thanks for grace, and Liv is like, well, you give me grace when I get cranky. So I go back to my original theology that the great things in life as we enter his gates with thanksgiving. I think that's why we're all crying so much, because of just being thankful for you who's watching right now. And if we don't know you, I hope we get to know you one day. And I'm really praying that we haven't forgotten anybody. Is there anybody that we,
it's inevitable.
Oh, Andrea, who sends me letters and little doohickeys from her pastor. I appreciate.
Oh my God. Wayne and Marilyn.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Live here
Yeah.
on property.
Yeah.
And they run the pantry, and without fail, they are always checking on us and making sure that we're okay. And
Steve and Melissa.
Who are here. What a hoot that is, but
And Steve said when it comes time to move, he'll jump in the truck and he'll drive it over to Destin for us.
Yeah, and Melissa works with our office too, so see, we have all the best people working in our office, and that's what's so great. Steve.
And her daughter Vicky, who's always singing with me.
Yes. And Phoebe.
Yes.
And
little Phoebe.
Yes. By the way, as soon as Liv's website is up, you will not believe the photographs of little Phoebe.
Oh my gosh!
We're going to get that there soon.
Incredible.
Okay. Anybody else? Oh my gosh! I'm running through the list of people. Well, there's just so many people here at Morningside
that we've made very good friends with.
Just such good friends with. So if you're watching, we know that you know who you are. Anybody else?
I'm trying to think who. Yeah, there have been so many people here that have been so encouraging to us with our weight loss, and all my friends that show. We have a good 20, 30, sometimes even more than that show up for Bible study. Which is a lot of fun, and we've been enjoying that. And Deb and Ken, and I'm trying to think who else shows up all the time. And,
oh my gosh!
Lots of people. But anyway, we just wanted to do a short little show on thankfulness. Like I said, my two philosophies of life are gratefulness and gracefulness. You be grateful for the things you have in your life, because you don't know what you have till it's gone. I mean, that's the bottom line.
And life is short.
And life is very short. Thank God for eternal life, but also to be graceful. And I pray that that you guys increase your gratefulness of what God is doing in your life and what God is doing through people, but also that we look at life with a spirit of gracefulness. And gracefulness is understanding that people aren't perfect. Everyone here is flawed. We're flawed. You're flawed. And we all have good days and we all have bad days. And, and I thank God for, the things that people are doing. And I thank God that, the ministry here, all the bakers have opened their, their arms to us and have been here for us. And they gave us some money when we had to go back home. And, we'll be here now, I guess, for another 9-10 months, Lord willing. And, and we appreciate them, and and all the 180 people here that work that we say hi to all the time, and we couldn't begin to name them all, but just grateful for everyone. And I pray that you are graceful with everyone, like I said, because none of us are perfect. Well, that's it for me today. Anything, Liv? Do you wanted to say anything to anybody? You're so quiet. She's so quiet and so cute. So thank you for allowing us to do this abbreviated
post-Thanksgiving show.
Yes, and just thought we'd do it. So we'll see you next Wednesday on Bible study. I'm doing
part 3 of.
Are we doing part 3, or am I going to be? Yeah, okay, we'll do Frozen in Fear, but I don't want to miss the. I got a new series coming in December. It's going to be called The Purpose of Christmas.
Oh, okay. Well, we may have to.
Well, no, we'll continue the Frozen in Fear ones because. I want to get them all in there.
Well, especially at this time, that's awesome because, as you know, people are probably out shopping. So.
Did you want to? Let me hold your microphone. You can have Mika sit on the desk here since she got a nice little bath.
Yeah.
Make sure that she gets to say goodbye to everybody. Mika is sound asleep here.
Yeah, because it's nice and warm under there with a heater, so she's like. Oh.
Look at her; your eyes are all. So anyway, thank you for watching the Good News Show. If you're brand new, you can watch some of our old shows, and we'll have our regular. Whoops! I should give you back your mic. We'll have our regular shows back on. But thank you for being you, and God bless you in everything you do. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.